हेलो एंड वेलकम रेडियो जिंदगी लिसनर्स। सुन रहे हैं आप 1550 AM पर रेडियो जिंदगी एंड दिस इज द टाइम वेयर यू where you talk to Dr. Saket Bhatia. You actually discuss what's going on in your life and you get answers. That is the magic of talking to him, I would say. In life, if you're stuck somewhere, if you need some assurance, if you want to take a plunge and you need somebody to guide you, then Dr. Saket Bhatia is here for you. So as I was mentioning, for all your questions, for all your concerns, आप मिल सकते हैं डॉक्टर भाटिया से। पे एरिया में लोकेटेड है वो। इफ यू वुड लाइक टू कनेक्ट विद हिम डायरेक्टली, आप उन्हें कॉल कर सकते हैं। एंड अगर आप उनसे अभी बात करना चाहते हैं, देन यू कैन कॉल अस राइट नाउ। स्टूडियो लाइंस विल बी ओपन इन सम टाइम एंड वील बी एबल टू टेक योर क्वेश्चन। डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया को डायरेक्टली कॉल करने के लिए आप उनके नंबर पे कॉल कीजिए। द नंबर टू रीच हिम इज 408-639-5300. Once again, Dr. Saket Bhatia can be reached at 408-639-5300. And as I said, studio lines will be open in some time, and I'll be definitely picking out the number. info@saketbhatia.com is where you can write to him, or you can visit his website for all the information regarding him, which is saketbhatia.com. Dr. Saket Bhatia, who has a PhD in the subject of astrology and is also a professional numerologist, do connect with him for all your astrological and numerological needs. With that, let's begin our show today and welcome Dr. Bhatia on air.
Hey,
Hello and
Deepika, how are you
welcome.
doing?
Wonderful.
It's good to be back. Like I say, every Tuesday, it's like clockwork. We come, we spend an hour trying to educate people on the benefits of astrology, the science, the miracle, the magic, what it brings to you, purpose of life, how you can gain more happiness, fulfillment, satisfaction, prosperity. And we have to do a little bit of myth busting also, right? We have to
Absolutely.
make sure कि डरना नहीं है. Life, you have to accept it the way it comes. Not everything will be in your control. In fact, many things will not be in your control. Uh, you have to accept, adapt, move on, and जो आपकी control में है, you have to make sure that at least you can make the best of that.
Beautifully quoted.
Life will throw lots of curveballs at you.
जी.
Uh, cricket में भी curveball आते हैं, still one team wins, ना? Same way
Yes.
here. You are that team that needs to win. And that's what we want to do here. With the right guidance, the right strategy, you can succeed in life. That's what I want to say.
Wonderfully said. So will we be continuing our last week's topic today?
We'll actually start something different today. Last
Okay.
week, there was some minor thing that was left. We'll answer that next week. We had some questions people had asked. So, based on those questions, I want to try to answer some things today. I've
Okay.
sent you some questions. Let's see. I should have included the names of the people also who asked those questions.
That would be great, yes. In fact, we were also asking people a couple of weeks ago, like if they want to some some topic they want you to pick up or something they want us to discuss on the show, they can definitely write to you.
Actually, they can write or they can even call and discuss on the show, no? So if you have, let's say
Yes,
somebody here has wants to know कि immigration के बारे में क्या हो रहा है, or Saturn is going retrograde, as of June 30th. What is the impact of that retrogression? How does it impact my life? Will it impact me or will it impact my partner, my children? Ask all the questions you want, whether it is astrology, numerology, life based, कुछ भी पूछिए. We are here to answer to our best ability. If we cannot give you the right answer, then we'll make sure that the right person is approached in our association who will get you the right guidance for it.
definitely. And this is your show. That's the bottom line, listeners. You are listening to a show which is totally dedicated to you, revolves around you, and everything about you. So I know that when you listen to this show, you definitely get a thing about yourself, about what's happening in your horoscope, and that is what our purpose here is. So let's start with the fivefold relationship between planets.
So, ये question आया था हमें. Somebody asked me, and the question was very simple. You have said the word dignity in so many of your shows.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain what dignity means? So I said, okay, let me pass that to you as a fivefold relationship. So yes, I want to talk a little about planetary dignity. ये क्या होता है and why it is important. Now, Let's say you are going to win a lottery, Vedika.
Wow. I wish that.
Okay. Let's say the lottery you won is $2. What happens?
What?
$2 की lottery लगी आपकी.
Okay. That is
The
also
wow is
good.
suddenly gone. Wow is suddenly gone.
No, no, it's a chota
Now,
wow.
yeah, chota wow. Now let's increase that to 2 million. That becomes a bada wow. And let's increase that to 200 million. And now Vedika is all smiles and happy. And she's probably even left the studio. Come back. You haven't won it yet. See, what happens is astrology gives and astrology takes. The magnitude with which it gives and takes is based on the dignity of the planet. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it is.
That is why dignity is important. Telling somebody that your 10th lord is sitting in 8th house so you can be an accountant. Good. How successful will you be as that accountant? That is something that the dignity of the planet will do. So dignity समझेंगे यार. We'll understand what dignity means. See, every planet has permanent relationships with other planets. I've explained that in the past. Sun is king, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Moon is queen,
Queen.
Mercury is prince,
Yes.
Venus is princess, Mars is the army general, Jupiter is the advisor, and Saturn is the general public. Do you remember that?
Yes.
With that, we'll start having relationship. For example, Sun. Sun has friendship with Moon, Mars, Jupiter. He has enmity with Sun and Saturn. He is neutral with Mercury. An astrologer must know this from the back of his head. You can wake up a good astrologer in the middle of the night and ask him, and he should be able to answer you this. Moon is friends with Sun and Mercury, who is basically the husband and the son, and he's neutral towards the army general. Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn has no enemies. Same way, Mercury is friends with Sun, Venus, neutral with Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and enemies with Moon. The list goes on. I can go on and say Venus is friends and Mars is enemies, Jupiter is neutral, and Saturn, so on. This relationship is called permanent relationship because they always apply. Whether it is Vedika, your chart, my chart, or this listener's chart, this relationship has got to apply for all of us. It cannot change. It is unique and it has to be there for everyone's chart. Now, there is another thing called temporary relationship. When a planet sits in a house, that house belongs to someone. It can belong to itself. For example, if Jupiter is sitting in Scorpio, Scorpio belongs to Mars. So now we have to see what is the temporary relationship of Jupiter with Mars. We know that Jupiter is a friend of Mars, but how far is Jupiter sitting from Mars? Now, assume there are two friends. In astrology, if you look at the chart, there are 12 houses. House number 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, and 12 are very close to ascendant. The other houses, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, are far away. So when your friends are closer to you, you become better friends.
Powerful. Yeah.
Your friends are far away from you, they become not so good friends, or we consider them temporary enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And when your best friend is sitting with you, you'll always have some tiff. So that's also considered an enemy. तो हम
Oh,
क्या कहते हैं कि when a planet is sitting in the house of another planet which owns it, the relationship it has based on the distance, it will become a temporary friend or a temporary enemy. Now you
okay.
have to add this temporary friendship and temporary enemy to figure out कि planet की strength क्या होगी. This gives the dignity. So if Jupiter is sitting in its own house, that is considered excellent.
Mm-hmm.
If Jupiter is sitting in the, let's say, I'll give you an example. If, let's say, you're a Scorpio ascendant and your moon, which happens to run your ninth house, Cancer, is sitting in fifth house, which belongs to Jupiter. For moon, Jupiter happens to be neutral. Now, further, since he is sitting, we have to see how far he's sitting from Jupiter. If he's conjunct Jupiter, he goes into bad dignity. If Jupiter happens to be in house number 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, becomes neutral dignity. So, what we do is permanent friend plus temporary friend equals great dignity. Neutral plus friend equals friendly dignity. Friend plus enemy equals neutral dignity.
Neutral. Mhm.
Neutral plus enemy equals enemy dignity. Enemy plus enemy equals great enemy. Now, this is very important because it is used to judge many factors in your Kundali. If you want to find out the quality of how much it's going to give you have to learn this. A classic example was like Albert Einstein's chart. When you study his chart, you will see Venus is exalted. Jupiter is in a great friend sign. Mercury is in a great friend sign. Mars is in great friend sign. Moon is in, bad sign. Dignity is critical because dignity gives or dignity takes. If your Saturn happens to be in bad dignity in your chart, Saturn is hard work. Saturn is property. If he's in bad dignity, depending on what house he owns, he will give you a hard time giving you property, or your work will not be appreciated. Now, you can go and say it's not being appreciated, I'll stop work. या आप कहोगे कि मुझे प्रॉपर्टी आ नहीं रही, मैं करूंगा ही नहीं.
Mhm.
But Saturn will say, I'll make you suffer. But the minute you cross that border, he will give you more than anything else. So remember, if you have a nice yog, let's say Gaj Kesari Yog banta hai, and it's very strong, but Jupiter is in bad dignity, Moon is in bad dignity, तो योग क्या result देगा? Hardly anything. Remember, yog is important. Planet placement is important. Dignity is critical. It is the strength of a planet that will increase its overall support for your chart or weaken the chart. So focus on dignity. To that listener who asked me that question, very, very important.
And to all that explanation, we will need a moment to soak it in, me and all the listeners as well. So, till we soak it in, listeners, I would like to remind you that now the studio lines are open. You can give us a call if you have any quick question and be ready with your date, time, and place of birth if it's related to astrology. The number to studio line is 510-770-1550. Once again, studio lines are open now, and you can give us a call if you have any question. 510-770-1550. And when you are calling us, I would like to request that stick to one question only, as sometimes the call volume is really high and it's unfair for other callers if they have to wait longer. So please, just one question, and you can call us. We have around 40 more minutes in the show. 510-770-1550. So after that, there is a very interesting question you have put it on the list, and that is regarding combustion. I have heard that so many times from you. So, what is it and its significance in astrology?
So the same person who asked me the question of this five has asked these multiple questions. Please explain to me what combustion means. They said you have said retrograde, planetary placements, combustion so many times.
Combustion.
I'd like to
Yeah.
understand. So combustion samajhte hain. Now
Mhm.
let's say you look up at the sun, okay, in broad daylight. You pretty much only see the sun, right? You can't see anything else. आपको सिर्फ sun दिखता है. Same way, imagine if a planet is very close to the sun, you won't be able to see it, correct? A planet which is close to the sun or very close to the sun is considered to be combust. इसे हम हिंदी में अस्त कहते हैं. A good
So,
way to understand this is any planet becomes weak if it is
mm,
close to the sun. This weak planet will not give good respect to the house it sits in, the house it owns, any yoga it makes, or the dasha that comes with it. So remember, combustion is a very, very serious thing in a chart. आप कहोगे हमारा अखंड साम्राज्य योग है. But if your Jupiter is combust, then he's not going to give you that result at all. He is not going to give you good results. In fact, he may give you bad results. So again, planets will become weak when they are eclipsed by the sun. Yog, house, dasha, they will all be harmed. Now, let's understand this better. Planets such as Mercury and Venus are almost always close to the sun, right? So their combustion is considered to be minor. Generally, a planet should be within 8 degrees of the sun to be considered combust. हमने ये भी देखा है कि combustion does not impact your wealth, your career, your intelligence, your spirituality, it will not impact any of these. It always impacts only your health or your relationship with other people. So, for all the listeners who are listening, let's try understanding which of your planet house is combust. अगर आपका first lord combust है, you will almost always have weak health. If your second lord is combust, मतलब second house is wealth and values, people you provide for, then you will have weak relation with your families. अगर आपका third lord combust है, which is younger siblings, you will have difficulty with younger siblings. Fourth house is mother. If
Mother.
that house lord is combust, mother will suffer because of you. If fifth lord is combust, then children will suffer or you will have difficulty having children. Like sixth lord is combust, then sixth lord is service. It's people who work for you. They will have a hard time working for you. Sixth lord combustion will also give you weak immunity and resistance to disease कम रहेगी आपकी बॉडी में. अगर seventh lord आपका combust है, then it will give problems in relationship and marriage. अगर eighth lord combust है, it reduces the length and longevity of your life. Ninth lord combust है, you will have difficulty with your father. 10th lord will keep difficulty with those who are your superiors. 11th lord combust will give difficulty with older siblings. And finally, 12th lord, if he goes combust, he causes depression, isolation, and feelings of loss and lack of self-worthiness. So, combustion is also another serious aspect. Now, understand if your planet is combust. Plus, this planet is also in bad dignity, and he is considered to be ruler of a bad house. Then you're going to have really big problems, right? I have had cases where people have come to me with no children, only to see that their fifth house lord was combust.
Mhm.
The fifth house lord was in enemy dignity, and there was a separative effect on the fifth house. I told this couple, no matter what you do, बच्चा नहीं आ सकता. The only choice you have is adoption. They tried, they tried IVF, नहीं हुआ. Years they tried. Ultimately, the only choice is adoption. So there are rules. These things need to come out upfront. आना चाहिए. दिख रहा है.
जी.
Okay. So planetary strength is one aspect. Combustion is yet a second aspect. Now combustion के लिए एक और rule है. Combustion becomes serious generally जब sun becomes ruler of a difficult house. But if sun is ruler of a good house, then combustion minor हो जाता है. You don't need to give combustion too much strength. तो
We
ये
we
भी
will
एक और
definitely,
एस्पेक्ट है.
yeah, talk more about this. Actually, there are a couple of callers waiting. Can we
श्योर
quickly take some calls?
श्योर.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
या मुझे अपने जॉब के बारे में पूछना है कि मैं और मेरी डेट ऑफ बर्थ है जुलाई 9, 1968 एंड प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ कोटा राजस्थान एंड ईयर इज 9 या ईयर कोटा राजस्थान एंड टाइम इज 6:32 AM in the morning.
6:32 in the morning.
Yeah.
July 9th, 1968.
हाँ जी.
And place of birth is कोटा राजस्थान.
हाँ.
तो आपका क्या क्वेश्चन है?
मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि मैं जॉब चेंज करने के लिए सोच रही हूँ, मतलब मैं स्कूल सिस्टम में हूँ बट मैं दूसरा लेना चाहती हूँ, तो होगा क्या?
कब तक लेना चाहते हो?
ये फॉल में, लाइक न्यू स्कूल सेशन जब स्टार्ट होगा.
ये आपकी जो चार्ट बनती है, योर कैंसर असेंडेंट. कैंसर असेंडेंट आपका 3 डिग्रीज पे है. इसका जो लॉर्ड है वो ये 6th हाउस में बैठे. आपने कहा आप स्कूल डिस्ट्रिक्ट में काम करते हो?
अभी स्कूल डिस्ट्रिक्ट में करती नहीं हूँ, मतलब उसमें ही जाने के लिए लाइक 1 साल से आई एम इन वेटिंग लिस्ट.
ओके. देखिए, अभी फिलहाल आपकी राहु मर्क्यूरी की दशा चल रही है. मर्क्यूरी इज एजुकेशन. मर्क्यूरी एजुकेशन है. आपकी दशा तो स्टार्ट हो गई थी स्विच होने की. वो दशा बंद हो जाएगी सितंबर 2024 में. ओके,
अच्छा।
फिर एक बार राहु केतु दशा स्टार्ट होती है, उसमें मूव करना बहुत मुश्किल होगा आपके लिए। तो मेरी सजेशन है, अभी आपके पास 2 महीने पड़े। सितंबर 12 तक मूव कर गए तो कर गए, नहीं किया तो यू मस्ट वेट टिल एटलीस्ट another, I would say, 2 years before you can move.
ठीक है, अगस्त में ही पता चलता है कि चेंज होगा कि नहीं होगा, तो पता, आई थिंक देयर इज अ होप।
In 2 months दशा तो दिखा रही है, 2 महीने में आप स्विच कर सकते हैं।
अच्छा।
टाइम शॉर्ट
हाँ,
है,
वो,
बट ट्राई कीजिए।
या सो ठीक है, फिर हो जाएगा। थैंक यू।
बट
Thank you so much for your call, listeners. If you also have any question, we still have 32 more minutes in the show. Just give us a call, 510-770-1550. Dr. Saket Bhatia is live right here in the studio with us. 510-770-1550 is the number if you have one quick question for Dr. Bhatia. We have another caller waiting. Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
हेलो साकेत भाटिया जी, नमस्ते। माय नेम इज
नमस्ते।
मधु वालिया एंड मैं हमेशा आपका शो सुनती हूँ और आपका ये सारे जो बोलते हैं ना आप, वो लिख भी लेती हूँ। पर वो एस्ट्रोलॉजी इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट सब्जेक्ट, आई कांट अंडरस्टैंड एंड इट एनी हाउ what you explain is good. Try to, little bit understanding. तो मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि I have a flat in Bombay and I want to sell it. Will I able to sell it this year or not?
What is your date of birth?
You're also from Bombay, na? What's
I'm
your,
also from Bombay. What is your date of birth?
you say January 1957.
19. What January?
27. January 1957. And I am born
27.
in a Punjab के कोई छोटे से गांव में पैदा हुई थी, मालूम नहीं, टाइम नहीं
क्या नाम
मालूम,
है गांव
कुछ
का?
नहीं मालूम। It was in पटियाला, पंजाब।
पटियाला। And
पटियाला
आपका
के
टाइम
पास
ऑफ
कोई
बर्थ?
छोटा सा गांव था। छोटा जी,
Time of birth,
आप
ma'am.
आई डोंट नो,
हाँ,
आई डोंट नो टाइम ऑफ बर्थ। उस टाइम क्या पता लगता था, बच्चा पैदा हुआ, गुड्डी हुई, गुड्डा पैदा हुआ, दैट्स ऑल। देयर नो टाइमिंग इन कीप इट एट दैट टाइम।
Any
अगर डेट ऑफ
morning,
बर्थ टाइम नहीं
morning,
है तो बहुत
evening?
मुश्किल होता है हमें बताना, फिर
तो
वी विल हैव टू।
यही आपकी एस्ट्रोलॉजी है ना, इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट। आई डोंट हैव अ टाइम, दैट वाज टाइम। और उस टाइम में लोग टाइम भी रखते थे, इतना शुक्र करो कि डेट ऑफ बर्थ रखते थे। तो जस्ट राइट डाउन, ओ बॉय इज बॉर्न, गर्ल इज बॉर्न, दैट्स इट।
ओके, वी कैन डू वन
डोंट
थिंग।
हैव एनी
एक
टाइम। जी,
एक ब्रांच ऑफ एस्ट्रोलॉजी है विच इज कॉल्ड प्राश्न एस्ट्रोलॉजी। प्रश्न, यू आस्क अ क्वेश्चन एंड वी गिव यू एन आंसर। तो आपका क्वेश्चन,
यस
वी विल ट्राई प्रश्न एस्ट्रोलॉजी। योर क्वेश्चन इज, यू हैव फ्लैट
यस
इन बॉम्बे, विल यू बी एबल टू सेल इट दिस ईयर?
यस,
ओके, तो प्रश्न एस्ट्रोलॉजी के हिसाब से फ्लैट ये आपकी एंसेस्ट्रल प्रॉपर्टी है कि आपकी खुद की है?
नो नो, खुद का है। आई जस्ट बॉट
ओके,
अबाउट 10 years बैक।
जुपिटर, वी विल फोकस ऑन जुपिटर। जुपिटर रेट्रोग्रेड बैठा है, साथ में जुपिटर शनि की दशा चल रही है जो चलेगी टिल 26। पर्सनल एस्ट्रोलॉजी के हिसाब से यू विल बी एबल टू सेल योर फ्लैट दिस ईयर। ओके, यू एब्सोल्युटली विल।
I think
इफ यू
I should make a trip
योर
to US.
your window to sell the flat has opened October 2023 और बंद होती है जून
Hold
2025
on,
में।
hold on 1 second. What did you say? October?
अक्टूबर 2023 में स्टार्ट हो गई थी
जी,
and should close in June of 2025.
you mean to say I won't be able to sell it to this year, 24?
I said you will be able to sell up till June of 2025. विंडो खुली है, आप बेच सकते हो, बिक जाएगा।
अच्छा, okay, that's
ओके,
so nice. So, अगर बिक गया तो आपको मिठाई खिलाऊंगी।
सब कहते हैं, कोई
Okay?
आज तक आया नहीं, या तो वेदिका ले जाती है, मैं देती नहीं।
Thank you so much for your question.
थैंक यू।
जी बिल्कुल, आप भी स्टूडियो में ही होते हैं, हाउ कैन यू ब्लेम इट ऑन मी? बट यस, वील बी वेटिंग फॉर लॉट ऑफ स्वीट्स इफ एनीथिंग यू आस्क एंड यू गेट इट, तो जरूर मिठाई याद रखिए। विद दैट, ऑल द लिसनर्स, ये भी याद रखिए कि आप अभी कॉल कर सकते हैं। यू हैव 30 more minutes in the show and you have this opportunity right here where you can call and talk to Dr. Saket Bhatia if you have any question. 5107701550 स्टूडियो लाइन का नंबर है. You can call us right now, or you can connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia directly through his number 408-639-5300. Once again, the number where you can directly reach Dr. Bhatia is 408-639-5300. saketbhatia.com उनकी वेबसाइट है. info@saketbhatia.com. अगर आप उन्हें ईमेल करना चाहते हैं तो you can write here. And every Tuesday 4 to 5 p.m. live होते हैं Dr. Saket Bhatia on Radio Zindagi. So this is your window where you can call us 510-770-1550, and whenever you are calling, be ready with the date, time, and place of birth. We have another caller waiting.
Sure.
Oh, I think it got dropped. You can call us back if you have the question and you still want to talk. 510-770-1550. G.
So that was what I wanted to talk about, जो बात कर रहे थे combustion की. कि combustion is serious जब sun planet is ruler of a difficult house, 6th house, 8th house, 12th house. Otherwise, combustion minor होता है. It doesn't impact that much. But notice if you have difficulty with siblings, difficulty with parents, difficulty with people who work for you, manager के साथ problem है. It could be you have a combust planet. Combust planet अस्त कहते हैं. वो difficulty देता है. Okay?
We have another caller.
Okay.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hello, नमस्कार डॉक्टर साकिब भाटिया. I
नमस्ते.
just wanted to know मैं कब रिटायर हो जाऊंगी, क्या है मेरा नसीब में. Born in November 1st, 1960 in Fiji Island, सुबह के साथ.
Born November?
पहला तारीख नवंबर
1st November.
Okay, November 1st, 1960?
60.
1960. Okay. And time of birth क्या है?
सुबह थे.
What time?
Can't tell you, मुझे नहीं पता है. बस इतने जानती कि सुबह हुई थी.
You don't know your time?
No time. इस पहला कोला जो उसने बताया कि जब पैदा होते हैं हमारे धर्म के इंसान तो किसी को नहीं मालूम रहता टाइम, वो क्या देखते थे.
अगर टाइम नहीं है तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है. Then we are going to do
टाइम
मुश्किल हो जाता है ना फिर. How can we, if you want, वो प्रश्न एस्ट्रोलॉजी के हिसाब से आंसर देना पड़ेगा आपको. Then that is going to be a short. You're asking question. प्रश्न means yes or no. We can answer if you will retire or not, but we cannot say कब रिटायर हो. कब रिटायर होना है आपको, उस हिसाब से आंसर दे देते हैं.
2 साल या 3 साल के बीच में.
तो प्रश्न एस्ट्रोलॉजी देखते हैं. दिस इज समथिंग वी डोंट रियली स्पेशलाइज मच इन, बट उसके हिसाब से देख लेते हैं कि नवंबर 1st 1960 फिजी में पैदा हुए हो. उसके हिसाब से अगर हम देखते हैं तो इट सेज यस, यू विल रिटायर इन 2.5 years. दो, आई वुड से मोर लाइक टू टू दो और दो 2 साल 3 महीने तक यू शुड बी इन अ पोजीशन टू रिटायर. दैट्स व्हाट इट इज सेइंग.
अच्छा जी, चलो थैंक यू. माता रानी बना रखे आपके.
गुड लक.
Thank you so much. So if there is somebody, as we got 2 calls today, who don't have their birth time, so can
Yeah.
you help them figure it out? Like, is there a way they can retrieve it?
There is 2 ways you can do. एक होता है प्रश्न एस्ट्रोलॉजी, जिसमें you ask a question and based on the time you ask the question, we make the chart of this time. तो क्या कहते हैं, आपने डेट प्लेस दे दिया.
Mm-hmm.
You are saying I am Vedika, I am born so and so date, but I don't know my time. और हमने आज की भी चार्ट बना दी. Now we overlap these 2 charts on one on top of the other.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the question you asked today, we can only answer yes or no. This is
Right.
option 1. Option 2, we know your date and we know your place. अब हम आपको पर्सनल क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे. Which day your father or mother passed away, or which day you had a kid, when you got married or got divorced, when you started a job. ऐसे questions, when you bought a house. Based on that, we can zero in on, I would say within 20-minute accuracy, आप कब पैदा हुए हो.
Wow.
And that 20-minute accuracy is good enough to now create a chart and answer many more questions. But it takes time.
Yeah,
It
I think
usually takes about
lot of
25 to 30,
combination permutations will be done,
yeah,
right?
25 to 30 minutes लगते हैं to
That's
create
it?
a, that's it.
Wow.
25 to 30 minutes में हम chart बना लेंगे and we know exactly what time you're born and then we can answer so many more questions for you.
So definitely to all the listeners who are listening to us and who don't have their exact birth time, you can connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia with over 25 years of experience and 12,000 plus satisfied clients. Saket ji combines the power of astrology and numerology to guide you through your life's challenges. Connect कीजिए by calling 408-639-5300. That's his direct number. Or through his website saketbhatia.com. और अगर अभी कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हैं क्विकली अबाउट योरसेल्फ, अबाउट योर लव्ड वंस, तो स्टूडियो लाइन्स आर स्टिल ओपन एंड वी हैव सम टाइम, 20 more minutes in the show. 510-770-1550 is the studio line number. So after that, can we talk about planetary war? बहुत ही dramatic question है ये.
Planetary war. So I'm being very honest. हमें जो question आए थे that was primarily for dignity. I took the liberty of adding more factors to it. अब planetary war क्या होता है? हमने सुना है कि planets friends होते हैं लेकिन planet झगड़ा भी कर सकते हैं. Yes, it is called planetary war.
जी.
देखिए, when you look up in the sky, you see two planets. होता है, कभी कभी न्यूज में आ जाता है, टुडे जुपिटर एंड सैटर्न विल बी ओनली 1 डिग्री अपार्ट. इसे हम प्लैनेटरी वॉर कहते हैं. जब दो प्लैनेट आर कंजंक्ट, विच मींस दे आर सिटिंग इन द सेम हाउस, सेम साइन, और उनकी डिग्री 1 डिग्री से भी कम हो, देन वी कॉल दैट अ प्लैनेटरी वॉर. जब ऐसा होता है, देन ऑल दीज प्लैनेट्स आर एक्चुअली फाइटिंग विथ ईच अदर. ऐसे केस में एक प्लैनेट जीतता है और एक प्लैनेट हारता है. The planet which loses is the planet which happens to be the higher degree, and the planet which is at the lower degree will win. So let's assume कि Mars और Venus ये दोनों Sagittarius में बैठे हैं. Mars is at 23 degrees, Venus is also at 23 degrees. Let's say 23 degrees and 17 seconds. Mars will win because he's at a lower degree. And because Mars win करेगा, Venus will become very weak and Mars will become very strong. Mars की characteristics और strong हो जाएगी इस chart में. So when we study a chart, हम देखते हैं कि planetary war है, and usually planetary war नहीं होता काफी charts में. It is very rare. लेकिन अगर हो जाता है, the rule is simple. A good planet which has lost becomes weaker. A bad planet which has won becomes more nasty. A bad planet which has lost becomes weak, and a good planet which has won becomes very strong. ये planetary war does not apply to Sun. It does not apply to Moon or Rahu and Ketu. But remember कि planetary war is very useful जब retrograde planet आता है. क्योंकि अगर एक retrograde planet planetary war हार जाता है, तो उसका damage बहुत कम होता है. अगर
Okay.
retrograde planet exalted हो जाता है, उसका असर और भी कम होता है. So, planetary war is important when two planets sit in the same house within 1 degree of each other. अगर डिग्री एक से भी ज्यादा हो, it is not considered planetary war. When we see a chart in which we see two planets 2 degrees apart, then we start asking the person more questions. Are you sure of your time? Just to make sure कि सब right था. Okay. But generally,
Right.
planetary war is not common. It's not a very commonly seen concept by me. मुझे नहीं दिखते इतने.
Okay.
But if you have planetary war and a good planet has become stronger, you will be blessed.
अगर आपको नहीं दिखते and with a person such as you who has seen thousands of kundalis, then I can certainly say that it's not common at all.
It's not
So,
that common. होता है. कभी
जी.
जैसे planets come within 1 degree, maybe those people have not come to us yet. But generally आ जाते हैं. It's I don't know what to say. Sometimes we get to see, sometimes we don't. But it's not very common.
Ji, definitely. We have a caller waiting. Can we quickly take a
Sure.
call? Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hello, Dr. Bhatia. My name is Kuldeep, and my date of birth is April 30, 1968. Time is 4:20 p.m. and the place is Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh.
4:20 p.m. in Himachal Pradesh.
Himachal? Yes, Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh.
और आपका एग्जैक्ट अप्रैल 27th?
April
It's 30th, I think.
19. Yeah, it's 30th.
30th.
30th April 1968.
30th April 1968 at 4:20, right?
Yeah, Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh.
हाँ, तो क्या आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है?
मेरा भी क्वेश्चन रिटायरमेंट रिलेटेड है. 3 से 4 साल में will I retire in next 3 to 4 years from now?
तो आपकी चार्ट इजी है. आपकी जो कुंडली है, यूर वर्गो असेंडेंट, एंड वर्गो असेंडेंट आपका जो नक्षत्र है वो रोहिणी नक्षत्र है. असेंडेंट बैठा है 13 डिग्रीज पे, और असेंडेंट लॉर्ड जो मर्क्यूरी है वो बैठा है 8th हाउस में एट 23 डिग्रीज. जुपिटर इस कुंडली के लिए बहुत ही बेनिफिक प्लैनेट है. दैट मीन्स ही इज गोइंग टू ब्रिंग गुड लक. फिलहाल जुपिटर इज सिटिंग इन योर 9th हाउस. आप by when do you want to retire? Because according to this kundali, there are many times you can retire. रिटायरमेंट होएगी जब जुपिटर आपके घर के ऊपर आएगा या जब शनि उस घर पे आएगा. रिटायर होने को तो योर रिटायरमेंट फेज विल स्टार्ट May 25th 2025 ऑल द वे टिल May 25th 2026. ये एक फेज है रिटायर होने का. अगर आप उस फेज में रिटायर नहीं हुए, देन आई कैन से कि यू विल रिटायर 2.5 years after that, which is 2028. तो कब 2029, आई एम सॉरी, जनवरी. ये दो फेज है आपके रिटायरमेंट के. कब करना है आपको रिटायर?
2029 seems more logical, probably around that. So Jan 2029 you're saying, right?
आई वुड से Jan और February of 2029 इज द सेकंड विंडो. बट वो विंडो बंद हो जाएगी. वो विंडो बंद हो जाएगी May 10th 2030 में. ओके.
Okay. Okay. So एक साल का
दोज
window
आर योर
है
विंडोज टू
basically.
रिटायर. गुड लक.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for your question. Still 15 more minutes if anybody is holding on to their question. I think there is one caller who's trying to call and उनका call बहुत बार disconnect हो रहा है. Either they are driving and maybe they are on air नहीं comfortable है question पूछने के लिए. तो you have a best option. Whoever is that person, do call Dr. Saket Bhatia directly. 408-639-5300 is the number. 408-639-5300. And we do understand that not everybody wants to ask their personal questions on air. So for that, आप appointment लीजिए, आप Dr. Saket Bhatia से directly मिलिए, and then you can discuss everything about what's happening in your life. We have another caller waiting. Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Yeah, I think that was the caller maybe. So yeah, so we did talk about the planetary war. Now you have said that the hemming of planet is important. Can you explain that?
So let's understand what hemming means. जब कुछ फट जाता है हम उसे hem करते हैं. Hem means we try to stitch it together, ना?
Yeah, mending it.
Mending it. But stitching हम कैसे करते हैं? From one side to the other, left to right, right to left. So what hemming of planets means, अगर कोई planet है and उसके left and right पे there are bad planets sitting, then they will affect this planet negatively. If there are good planets sitting on either side of a planet, they will impact that planet positively. Confusing. So for example, अगर moon है, let's say moon is sitting in one side. Moon के left पे Mars है, moon के right पे शनि है. ये दोनों मंगल शनि are not considered good planets, ना? So they will cause stress to moon. Moon weak हो जाता है. On the other hand, अगर moon के left and right पे Venus बैठा है, Jupiter बैठा है, then they will give strength to the moon. This is called hemming of planets. So good planets will always increase the strength if they are supporting other planets in between. So planetary war, combustion, hemming of planets, and the fivefold planetary strength, they all critical aspects जो बताते हैं how successful you will be in the desired field, how bad a desired field will be for you. Many people come to me and say, हमें real estate करना है, हमें land खरीदना है.
Mhm.
I say, okay, it is your chosen profession, do it. The next thing we see is they come back after a few years. I've only bought, one house. I've bought one plot of land. Why? Look at your planet. The planet doesn't support tremendous growth. तो उससे ग्रो करने के लिए we have to do something. Maybe you have a hemmed in planet. अगर hemmed in planet है, you have to increase the strength of that planet, ना? शनि प्रॉपर्टी का कारक है. शनि घर देता है, शनि लैंड देता है. If Shani is between two bad planets, Rahu and let's say Mars, he's not going to give you good results. He's going to give you struggle. So fix the planets. I know it sounds funny, but fix kijiye. Try working on making sure that planet's energy is better channeled for you. अगर यही planet जो positively hemmed है, नॉन कंबस्ट है, गुड डिग्निटी में है, और अगर उसकी दशा आ जाती है, वी विल टेल यू गो ऑल आउट, मेक द बेस्ट ऑफ इट. You will have good results and you will reap good benefits of that planet. These are
Makes
all
sense.
rules which were written thousands of years ago. They apply. They're very accurate. Many astrologers forget these basic things, whether it is combustion, whether it is planetary war, or hemming in of planets. ये देखना चाहिए. Quickly you should look at these degrees and say, आपके planets की ये डिग्री है, आप क्या हेम्ड इन है. अगर कोई हमें करियर का पूछता है और कहता है कि आई एम नॉट ग्रोइंग सो मच इन माय करियर, हम 10th हाउस देखते हैं, 10th हाउस लॉर्ड देखते हैं, कारक देखते हैं, एंड इमीडिएटली हेमिंग देखते हैं.
Mhm.
विच ऑफ these planets और हाउस और कारक इज बीइंग हेम्ड? दैट गिव्स अस एन आइडिया कि कौन से प्लैनेट की एनर्जी बढ़ानी है और कौन सी घटानी है.
Totally logical, definitely. In fact, हमने आज बहुत important जो आपने टॉपिक जिस पे आंसर किया है, that is retirement, and in that queue we have another caller. Although she is not comfortable disclosing her name, but she would like to talk to you.
Okay.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Just wanted to ask a question about myself. My date of birth is November 30, 1963, and I wanted to know when would be a good time for me to retire.
We will need your place of birth and your time of birth as well.
So it's in Fiji Islands. It's Bar, Fiji Islands, and it's 5:10 a.m.
Okay.
So the voice breaks a little. Is it November 13th, 1963?
No, November 30, 30.
30.
November 30, 30.
जी.
And which is the city in Fiji?
Bar. It's B-A.
Bye.
Okay. That is good. And is this Fiji Central, Fiji Eastern? Because the software is so difficult to find anything in Fiji sometimes.
I think it's a Western.
Okay. And मिल गया. So what is your question? When will you retire?
When is a good time for me to retire? I found other people asking, so it was interesting.
Well, it really depends when you want to retire up, because I can answer you, many different windows based on retirement. When do you want to retire?
I want to, like, if at the age of 63 is when I'm planning to retire, and I don't know if it's good or should I wait until 65 or 67?
I don't think you should retire till 67 also. Looking at your chart, I think you should not retire even at 67. I hate to say this, but you have a growth time. You're going to do better. There is no need. I don't see you retiring. Don't retire yet. A good time for you to be retiring would be closer to 71. I know this is not maybe what you want to hear, but that is what your chart is saying.
Wow. But I don't need to work and I don't need to make any more money. I'm financially in a good place.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need to. I started this call by saying you don't need to retire right now, but you will keep because it is what you want to do. You're going to get bored sitting without anything to do. Looking at your chart, you want to be more aggressive. Your better time has come. You'll get more ideas. You'll be fine.
Oh, but I'm old, quite old.
I understand I don't think it's old. People are working in their 70s, 80s. Be passionate about what you're doing. You'll be happier.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you for the detail. I really appreciate
Sure.
it.
Bye.
And it's a fun program. It's really nice to listen to it too.
Thank you.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.
Thank you so much for your call. So we have 8 more minutes in the show, and we have one more caller. Can we quickly take the call?
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
This is the question for Vishal. Date of birth is November 26, 1977.
I can't hear anything.
Can you switch off the radio in the background?
Okay.
Yeah, it's what's the date? November?
26, 1977.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Rohtak, Haryana, place of birth.
And
Time?
And time of birth is 10:05 p.m.
Okay.
And I want to know about his job. He doesn't have a job right now. When he will get the job?
So he doesn't have a job right now.
Yeah.
What profession is he in?
He's into logistics
See,
operations.
आपने जो टाइम दिया है नवंबर 26, 1977, 10:05 at night, रोहतक, हरियाणा.
Yes.
ओके, इस हिसाब से जो कुंडली बनी है द कैंसर असेंडेंट. Logistics is possible because moon is ruling planet in 11th house. Gains उसी से मिलेंगे. Unfortunately, Mars, जो करियर का मालिक है, he happens to be debilitated. Debilitated planet will, अभी हमने कहा, debilitated planet will hurt the house he owns, the house he sits in, the house he aspects. ये वीकनेस है कुंडली में. मार्स डिबिलिटेशन प्रॉब्लम देता है. अब दशा चल रही है शनि मर्क्यूरी की. ओके, शनि और मर्क्यूरी 5 घर दूर है. सो दैट इज द साइन ऑफ लक विच इज गोइंग ऑन राइट नाउ. हमें एस्पेक्ट नहीं दिख रहा अभी जुपिटर का इस घर पे फिलहाल. जुपिटर भी रेट्रोग्रेड है. यार मर्क्यूरी, इनका खुद का बिजनेस है कि बिजनेस ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं? सॉरी.
In some company.
yeah, he has a job in the company.
He has a job in the company. So based on that, I think if he has a job, he's not got his own company. The earliest he could get something is December of 2024. उससे पहले हमें नहीं दिख रहा कुछ. बिकॉज मार्स जो है उसको अपनी दशा में प्रॉब्लम देगा डिबिलिटेशन में. वो नवंबर अब से लेके अक्टूबर तक देर इज नो दशा वी आर सीइंग. फिर अक्टूबर से नवंबर दिसंबर डिफिकल्ट. दिसंबर के बाद यू हैव अ गुड विंडो of about 5 months. Try in that time, okay?
Okay.
Good
And
luck.
can he do business or is he only good in job? Like,
Actually, he needs to do his business क्योंकि सन जो है वो 9th हाउस में बैठे हैं. बिजनेस करोगे बेटर है, इसलिए हमने पहले पूछा था. अगर बिजनेस करना है, he can start the business now. After August of 2024 बिजनेस की दशा स्टार्ट हुई है एंड वो चलती रहेगी. Business is this is a kundli for business. This is not a kundli for working for someone.
okay. And then ये नहीं पता चल सकता अभी कि business किसमें करना चाहिए.
Ma'am,
Like,
we are almost out of time. If you have more questions, जी आप डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया को डायरेक्टली कॉल कीजिए 4086395300 पे. Once again, the number to reach Dr. Saket Bhatia directly is 408-639-5300. So we have 4 more minutes in the show. And I was looking forward to the separative planets and the retrograde. So I think we should take these questions next week.
We can talk about one topic. We have 3 minutes.
जी.
एक टॉपिक पे बात कर लेता हूं मैं, which is separative planet. There is a reason. Sun, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu and ruler of 12th are called separative planets. Separative planets का mention astrology में नहीं था. They only came in recently. Less than 50 years ago, astrologers ने charts पढ़ के कहा कि हम जब देखते हैं कि सन, सैटर्न, राहु, केतु या 12th हाउस का जो मालिक है, if they are aspecting a house, the lord and the karak, then separation will happen. Not likely, will happen. So for example, अगर सन, राहु एंड 12th लॉर्ड 7th हाउस को एस्पेक्ट करते हैं तो लॉन्ग लास्टिंग रिलेशनशिप डिफिकल्ट होगी और डिवोर्स इजीली होगा. अगर सैटर्न 12th लॉर्ड और केतु जुपिटर 5th हाउस और 5th हाउस लॉर्ड को एस्पेक्ट करेंगे, तो या आपके बच्चे नहीं होंगे या आपके बच्चे आपसे दूर चले जाएंगे. दिस इज कॉल्ड सेपरेटिव प्लैनेट. व्हाई? बिकॉज सन क्रिएट्स एरोगेंस, एंगर, ही बर्न्स थिंग्स अप. सैटर्न क्रिएट्स लॉस, alienation, detachment. राहु makes you go in an opposite direction of what you have. और केतु जो है, it causes negativity. And finally, ruler of जो 12th है, वो तो वैसे ही लॉस का मालिक है. When so many factors are pointing to a house, they will almost always cause a separation effect. So now, Vedika, you can understand कि if a kundali we see separative planets and we see other negative aspects like combustion, या उसका lord debilitated है या hemmed in है, then we can say कि अब तो खराब है, but आगे जाके there is no chance. See, many people call on the show, job कब मिलेगा या retirement. I told that lady, you will not be retiring till 70. Why? Because नहीं है chart में. There is something that is prohibiting retirement till age 70. Separation from retirement. So understand, you won't get everything you want at the time you want, but it will happen when it happens. So separative effect, I've always discussed this. It's tricky. बहुत time लगता है, and quite frankly, we overlook this factor. Most astrologers, including me, हम भूल जाते हैं कि separative effect होता है. But in all, you can understand astrology is a complicated, multifaceted field. We must understand its intricacies and what it brings to the table and how to interpret a chart correctly. आज जो हमने पढ़ा, these are small little aspects that create the big phantom of what astrology really is.
And that was a heavy dose, I would say, for a person like me, जिसे नहीं पता है astrology का कुछ भी, but from a person's like aspect as such, you are 25 years of experience and so much you have learned during these years. Definitely आप connect कर सकते हैं डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया के साथ with great experience backing him and of course great knowledge of astrology. कनेक्ट कीजिए बाय कॉलिंग 408-639-5300 और लॉग ऑन कीजिए saketbhatia.com, which is the website where you'll get all the information. And if you have anything to say, of course, a post of appreciation can also be directed info@saketbhatia.com, or any question you have, info@saketbhatia.com. With that, this is RJ Vedika signing off. आपसे मिलेंगे हम अगले Tuesday 4 to 5 p.m. सुनना मत भूलिएगा. Thank you so much for being on air with us.
Bye-bye.
You are listening to Radio Zindagi, KZDG 1550 AM, San Francisco, and the entire Bay Area.
The views, opinions,